Over the last couple of weeks, it feels like Xbox and PlayStation have been going head to head, discussing the features that their new consoles will have next year. We all know that PlayStation dropped a ton of information a week or so ago, and with all that information dump, they've really taken hold of the media and hype in regards to the next generation consoles. They were able to do this on a random Tuesday with a couple of well-written articles where they focused on the PlayStation 5 platform. And ever since that random Tuesday, everyone's been waiting for the next official word from Xbox about their next console, the Xbox Scarlett. Which I'm happy to say, they finally gave us a little bit of a hint about resolution and frames per second that will be featured on the new console. This is straight from Greenberg, who's been extremely vocal as of late about the Xbox brand as a whole. He's talked about the new Xbox studios and their games, he's talked about the next generation consoles, and he's also talked about XO19, where he's called it a big event that might be as big as E3. And this time, he's talking about the Xbox Scarlett and the CPU that will be powering the new consoles. He also hints at the name of the console, and he also talks about what the dev kit's going out to all third-party developers and what that means. There's a little bit to unpack in this article, so let's dive into it. But first, if you like the content, hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support is greatly appreciated. Alright, enough of that. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this article because the information brought up is pretty awesome and answers a lot of questions that Xbox fans have had for a little while now. So this article is for the November issue of the official Xbox magazine. Greenberg talks about the next generation consoles where they will promote the big improvements to the CPU and that having the balance between the CPU and the GPU will help the console reach frame rates like we've never seen before on any console. This is what the quote says. With the next generation, think there's a big improvement in the CPU power, as we want to make sure you don't have any frame rate issues like previous consoles did. Yes, we can really reach 4K and 120 frames per second, so I think this is the kind of focus that will be something people don't see these days. For the longest time, the biggest problem on the current consoles has been the Jaguar CPUs. They've held back both the PS4 and Xbox One this entire generation. And because of this, they've held back talented developers from expanding their games to something that can truly change the landscape of gaming. There's been so many hints that from multiple executives that have spoken about the CPU being the bottleneck this generation. Phil Spencer himself has said that the balance between the GPU and the CPU on the Xbox One is a little out of whack. Especially since last generation on the Xbox 360, the balance between the CPU and GPU was very equal and balanced. It provided a lot of developers a great piece of hardware to fill out their games with the vision they had. This balance was a huge reason why we got so many great franchises that generation, along with great competition between multiple studios. So this makes me extremely excited to see that Xbox executives see this problem and are talking about how they're happy that this bottleneck won't be on the next generation consoles. But this quote really does take it to another level because Greenberg talks about 120 frames per second instead of just 4K 60 frames per second. Now, I don't know if we'll be playing games like Halo Infinite, Gears 6, or the next big RPG game at 120 frames per second, but it's awesome that the executives are talking about the games being that high because it makes it almost certain that all of these huge AAA games that will release next generation will be running at 4K 60 frames per second. And maybe, just maybe, the most optimized games will run at 120 frames, or even indie games that aren't that graphic intensive or CPU intensive. But the article doesn't just stop there. He also talks about Xbox working closely with third-party producers and developers. Xbox wants to make sure that they give Xbox Scarlett the best possible specs in order for developers to make the best next-generation games. Here's what he says. We've already contacted them, we talked to them and their technical capabilities and worked with them to give them dev kits and things like that. As we know for a little while now, developers have had Xbox and PlayStation dev kits. There's even been pictures of what the PlayStation dev kit looks like, and a lot of these rumors and speculations about the specs of both consoles has been kept pretty much under wraps by these developers because they're all under strict NDA. Yet the important part about this quote is that Xbox has been working very close with developers to get the best out of their next generation console, which again brings a smile to my face because like I said in the video a little bit ago, when Xbox puts the developer first and their consoles, it means they put the gamer first. Because with the feedback from developers, it helps make the Xbox a console that's easy to develop for, which in turn provides gamers with more games and high quality games. And hearing Aaron Greenberg confirm that they've given the dev kits to multiple developers and are working closely with them does bring a lot of potential to what the next console can bring to the table. And I'll close all this information out with the last quote that Aaron Greenberg said in the article. He was asked about the name of the console and revealed that maybe, just maybe, Microsoft already has the name of the console down pat. He says this: "Scarlett is just a code. We have the official name for the product." This is straight from a very high up Xbox executive. They finally got the name of the next Xbox down pat. Now, of course, they won't announce this name until they're good and ready, especially with all the news flying around. Not to mention, Sony has announced the official name of the PlayStation 5, which is something that a lot of fans were speculating on for a while now. Now, of course, the next Xbox might be called Xbox One with some other iteration, considering they have said the Xbox One is the main name for the brand. Yet I think they'll try to avoid the Xbox One name, since it's been damaged to maybe no repair this entire generation. So a fresh start with the brand can be something that's great for Microsoft, especially with the newfound investment in gaming, which, if I'm being honest with you, I think is something that Xbox sorely needs. I think they need to drift away from the Xbox One name and bring something new to the console that will help shed the bad taste of this generation. But everything about this article really did bring some much needed information about Xbox Scarlett, and it's something that was wanted by a lot of Xbox gamers, especially after the massive information drop by Sony's PlayStation 5 team. So let's hope this information is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the Xbox Scarlett news that's about to drop in the next couple of months, because I can't wait to see what these new consoles officially have under the hood. And all of this news and teasing by the executives from both sides has been something that's kept our excitement level at an all-time high. Let's hope that both consoles meet all of our expectations as gamers. But enough about what I think. Tell me what you think about all of this. What do you think the next Xbox console will be called? Do you think they can reach 4K native resolution with 120 frames per second? Are you excited that the dev kits have been deployed to third-party developers? Are you happy that the developers are involved in the making of this new console? Does this news stand up to the news the PlayStation 5 brought out? Which console are you most excited for? Go down below and let me know, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit that subscribe button and that like button. The support helps more than you know. And give me a follow on Twitter at Zalker87. I'm always on there talking games and sharing my videos. And also follow me on Mixer. I recently started streaming on Mixer because I find the community much more engaging and fun. So if you want to hang out and chat with me, I'm very active with my chat and always playing games. The link will be in the description. I hope to see you guys there. And that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, remember, enjoy your gaming. Later.